Thank you and welcome to today's presentation. My name is Josh Oyugi. You can contact me through the number displayed above 0708101206, and this is the first edition of KCSE revision that presents a series of papers and areas that have been set in KCSE 2006. Let's look at paper 1. Generally, paper 1 aims at exposing students or testing their skills on functional skills. The functional skills include the first question, that is functional, institutional, and social writings. In this examination on paper 1 has been on functional skills, like the ones that I want to present as follows. It has also been used to set close test, that is always 10 marks, and oral skills, that is 30. Let's begin by looking at question 1. What does it contain? The skills that are examined here include mastery of the format. Does your student know the format that they use in writing different items? The content, that is the key item that always brought in the question paper, and language use and grammar. Sometimes we use tone to refer to this. Or now let's begin off with the topics that are most likely to be set in functional writing. These topics include diary, personal journal, memorandum, inventory, recipe, minutes and agenda writing, book review, biography and autobiography. We have telegram, questionnaires and filling forms, public auction, playwriting, reminder and telephone messages. We have notices and posters, lists, which include the shopping lists, packing lists, to-do lists. We have the curriculum vitae, sometimes called resume, instruction or direction writing. We have synopsis, advertisements, reports, that is the journalist report and research report. We have the speech, letter writing, which include apology, letter to the editor, condolences, congratulatory, invitation, thank you letters, recommendation letters, and now on the topics that have been set since 2006 in question 1. In 2006 there was a setting on the investigative report. In 2007 a synopsis was set. In 2007 again the synopsis was to be sent to the publisher, so there was also a letter to the publisher. In 2008 there was notices, and this notice was to be posted and then agenda be written for the meeting. There was letter of inquiry in 2009. In 2010 there was a setting of the speech. In 2011 there was public notice, and 2011 again the notice was to include the synopsis, to invite individuals to the performance. In 2012 there was letter of application intertwined with a CV, so one was to write an application letter and attach the CV. There was a notice in 2013, that was notice that is written together with the thank you note. There was a letter of appreciation, that is informal, to a friend in 2014. In 2015 there was minutes writing. 2016 there was a replica of what happened in 2012. The letter of application and a CV were to be attached and sent for a job. In 2017, the 2010 speech was repeated, and in 2018, the letter of inquiry or letter of request that was sent in 2000. Now, it is upon you to know which question is to set in 2019, now that the rest have been digested in that manner. Let's now move to what are some of the challenges in paper 1? What are some of the challenges that students face in paper 1? One of them, they often fail to stick to the rubrics. That is, they don't understand the instructions that are presented to them in the question paper. Try to encourage your students to read the rubrics repeatedly so that they can answer the questions required. Another thing was mother tongue influence and barrier to the language barrier. So it is important that these students get exposed to different aspects of the language of English, being that it is a second language. Then it is nowadays naturally common that students are not prepared for the papers, especially paper 1 exams. They don't read to grasp important aspects. So the areas that are being set in paper 1, especially the closed test, that is question 2, are mostly emerging trends in the society. They can also set the reading habits on the vocabulary. There is synonyms that should also be taught to students so that they get grasp of them. Comprehension and connecting the ideas is also set in this, and punctuation mark, very important. So as they revise for the closed test, it is important to stress for them the parts of speech, since these are the words that are fundamental for the paper 1 or 2 or 3, the fundamentals of any language. Then the tenses. In the closed test, they will always mark the tense. If they're talking about the past tense or present tense, and spelling of words must just be superb. They must just be superb. That is all on the closed test. Let's see now what has been set in KCSE in closed test. In 2006, they set on the telecommunication in Africa. Remember, this is the season in which the digitalization became widespread in the world. Then a good conversationalist was set in 2007. In 2008, also interaction skills, the success skills, especially in getting along with people. 2009, there was an outbreak of diseases, the skin rashes, and that is where there was setting on dermatological defects. In 2010, there was effects of accident. 2011, closed test was on personality. So the register used was based on the personality, that is more of psychological approach. And in 2012, the significance of agriculture was set. Remember, this is a year that in Kenya there was a political influences, and every political party was selling their manifesto, and so agriculture was one of the fundamental activities in Kenya. It was set. In 2013, there was how people react to when hurt. Remember, in 2013 is where we had just come out of election season. In 2014, there was an information on importance of an outline. So in 2015, how we are supposed to turn our disappointments into opportunities. That was set in 2015. 2015. In 2016, there was a replica of what was said in 2007. That was good conversationalists. And then in 2017, there was just an essay, a story that will be filled up using the vocabulary in vocabulary building. In 2018, there was a setting on origin of leaderships. In 2019, of course, you can always predict. Thank you for watching and listening to me. I was the presenter of paper 1, question 1 and 2, Joash Oyugi. Also, get in touch to learn about the skills in oral skills, that is question 3. Thank you. See you when presenting oral skills. Thank you. Now, on the second bit of this presentation, we'll be looking at the oral literature, the pronunciation, and oral poetry.